Billionaire goes to his wife's shop. What he discovers left him speechless. On September 11th, 2025, a billionaire named Richard Williams walked into his wife's shop without giving her notice. What happened that afternoon has now become a story that people cannot stop talking about. What Richard saw left him not only speechless, but also heartbroken. The event has turned into one of the most discussed issues on social media, as many people continue to share their views on love, trust, and betrayal in marriage. Richard Williams is known in his city as a successful man. He is called Billions by many of his friends because of his huge wealth, his big investments, and his open generosity. For years, he worked very hard to build a business empire that gave him a comfortable life. People admired him not only for his money, but also for the way he carried himself. He was respected as a man who looked after his family, supported local charities, and even helped some of his old-school friends to start their own companies. But behind every wealthy man, there is always a private life. For Richard, that private life centered on his wife, Catherine, and their marriage of more than 10 years. Catherine was seen by many as a devoted wife who managed a fashion shop in town. Her shop sold women's clothes, shoes, and jewelry, and it had grown popular among young customers. Richard often said he supported her because he wanted her to have her own income and not depend only on his wealth. Many people admired their relationship and even looked up to them as an example of how love and business could work together. On that September afternoon, Richard decided to drive to his wife's shop. According to close friends, he wanted to surprise her because they had not spent much time together in recent weeks. His business had kept him very busy, and he felt the need to reconnect. He thought it would be a warm gesture to appear at her shop, have lunch with her, and later spend the evening together. For him, it was a simple plan of love. But when he entered the shop, the atmosphere changed. Eyewitnesses said Richard looked calm at first as he greeted a few customers and walked toward the back office where Catherine usually stayed. Nobody suspected that anything unusual was about to happen. Yet within minutes, the wealthy man froze in place. What he saw inside the small office shocked him beyond words. According to people close to the situation, Richard discovered his wife Catherine in a private moment with another man. The man, believed to be Daniel, was not a stranger, but someone who'd been around the shop for some time. The discovery was painful for Richard because he had trusted both Catherine and the environment he had helped her build. The scene, witnesses said, was one of betrayal that cut deep into his heart. Richard's face, normally strong and confident, suddenly changed. People described him as pale, shocked, and completely silent. He did not shout, he did not cause chaos, and he did not try to fight. Instead, he simply stood there, watching in disbelief as the reality of what he'd seen sank into his mind. In that silence, many said, was the loudest pain of all. After a few moments, he turned and walked out of the shop without a single word. Customers in the shop were left confused. Some rushed to check on him, but he refused to speak. Others tried to comfort him, urging him to stay calm. A few even tried to blame Catherine for destroying the trust of a man who had given her everything. Within minutes, news of what happened spread across the street and into the neighborhood. By evening, it was already trending on social media platforms, with people sharing different versions of the story. For Richard, that day marked a turning point. Friends close to him explained that he went home quietly and refused to answer most calls. He locked himself away. Trying to process what had happened, he had built his life on discipline, loyalty, and trust, and suddenly one of the most important pillars of his world, his marriage, had crumbled before his eyes. The news has since opened up wider conversations in society. Some people argue that wealth and love do not always go together. Others say betrayal is common in marriages, whether rich or poor, and what matters most is how one responds. Religious leaders have also joined the debate, urging couples to be faithful and reminding people that betrayal destroys homes. Psychologists, too, have explained that such shocks can cause deep emotional scars and even affect business performance if not handled well. Richard has so far not given any official statement. He has not spoken publicly about his next steps, but sources say he may take time to heal before making decisions. Some expect that he might separate from his wife, while others believe he may try to forgive her for the sake of their children. The uncertainty has only added more attention to the story. Meanwhile, Catherine has been quiet. Her shop remains open, but reports say business has slowed because customers now look at her differently. Some feel pity, while others express anger. Her silence has only deepened the mystery, as many wonder if she regrets her actions or she will try to defend herself. The man at the center of the scandal, Daniel, has also not made any statement. His identity has caused even more debate. Some claim he worked at the shop as an assistant, while others believe he was only a visitor who had grown close to Catherine. Regardless of his role, the fact that Richard caught him with his wife has made him one of the most talked about names in the story. Over the past few days, social media platforms like Facebook, X, and Instagram have been flooded with comments. Some users defend Richard, calling him a man of patience and maturity for not reacting with violence. Others criticize Catherine for breaking her vows and humiliating her husband in public. A few voices, however, suggest that the matter should be treated privately, reminding people that every marriage is struggles unknown to outsiders. The event has also highlighted the question of trust in modern relationships. Many people believe that money cannot secure love, and that true loyalty comes from the heart, not the pocket. Richard's case has become an example used in sermons, classrooms, and casual conversations. It is a reminder that even the most powerful man can feel powerless when it comes to matters of the heart. For now, Richard continues to live quietly. Reports say he is spending more time with close family members and trusted friends who give him support. His business empire remains strong, but insiders reveal that his personal mood has affected his usual energy. He is no longer seen at the usual parties, dinners, or public events. Instead, he chooses silence, perhaps to protect himself from more public judgment. What lies ahead for Richard and Catherine remains uncertain. Will they work through their issues, or will the marriage collapse completely? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. That visit to the shop has changed their lives forever. On September 11th, 2025, Richard walked in with love, but he walked out with heartbreak. The shock of betrayal remains fresh, and its story continues to echo in homes, offices, and streets across the city.